What's good, y'all? I'm TJ. I'm a personal trainer and a strength coach, and I share content around getting stronger and moving better. These are going to be tips and tricks and things that I've learned over the years, used with myself and with my clients and athletes to help us get stronger and move better. Ultimately, the goal is to share this content so that you guys can apply it to your own training and goals so that you can improve your strength and movement. So we're gonna get into it today. This is going to be a core focused workout, phase 1 core, meaning we're going to maintain a neutral spine, no movement in our spine. So we're gonna be learning how to brace and engage through our core so that we can resist any unnecessary or unwanted movement. It's one of the many ways to train your core. And as you watch more videos and time goes on, you'll see some of these different ways that we're able to train our core as well. I'm not gonna post any sets or reps or times in the video, but if you look down in the description, I'll have some different templates for different training levels of different times or sets and reps that you can use and implement in your own training program. So the first exercise we're going to do is just gonna be a standing plank. This is gonna be an anti-extension exercise. You need to set up a band on top of something, or you can use a cable machine with any kind of bar attachment. This is going to resist our spine from wanting to go into extension or extending our body out. So we have to really use our abs and our glutes. Stand with your feet about hip width apart or so and resist this band from wanting to pull you up or the weight, whatever it is you're doing. So we're just gonna hold this here, keeping our engagement and abs braced as we're driving our shoulders down. You don't wanna have your shoulders scrunched up. Think of driving your entire body down, pulling, and just find whatever tension in the band or weight is comfortable for you to maintain for whatever time that you're gonna be doing this exercise for. And if you're using the band, one thing that I'm doing is I'm actively pushing out so that I can drive down and use more of my lats. So if you couldn't see it, you don't wanna be pushing down with your shoulders up. You wanna drop everything down. So you're pushing and pulling down like that, locking in through your lats, keeping your abs engaged and your abs and glutes braced so that the band won't pull you up, and really learning how to lock everything in. That's going to be training through the sagittal plane. And then next we will work through the frontal plane, which is going to be an anti-lateral flexion exercise. So now instead of the resistance wanting to pull us into extension, the resistance is now going to want to pull us into lateral flexion. So it's going to want to pull us to our side. All we need is heavy dumbbell standing on one side. We're just going to do a march with it. So standing, feet about hip width apart, bracing through with your abs and your obliques, especially this opposite side oblique. Knee is going to come up about parallel with the hip, and we're just gonna march in place for time. You can also walk around too if you wanna make it a little more dynamic. For camera purposes though, I'm just gonna do this standing. So really having to resist this band or the dumbbell from wanting to pull me here. So I've got to use my obliques on this side, really bracing through with my leg as I plant my foot into the ground, engaging that glute, keeping my core braced, maintaining that spine position. Then, of course, you would just switch over, do the opposite side. For time purposes in the video, I'll just do one side, at least on camera, and then that's going to work our anti-lateral flexion. So we've worked anti-extension, resisting extension in the spine, and then now we've trained our spine to resist movement going into lateral flexion. And then now the next one is going to be anti-rotation. So resisting rotational movement happening in our spine or in our hips, which I will be back in a sec once I set up the camera. So see you in a minute. All right, final exercise is going to be a 3-point plank. The 3-point is going to be from our leg being up. You can also do this from your hand being up as well. You can experiment with both of them. You could even do one set with one leg up, next set with the other leg up, and then next time you could do it with your hands in the air or hand in the air. So set up in a high plank position. That is going to be push-up position. Feet are gonna be about hip width apart. Think of driving your heels down. You wanna try to get your heels to touch the ground. That's gonna give you a good stretch in through your calves. We're gonna be engaging our abs and glutes from this position here. Once we're locked in, all we're doing is lifting our leg up so we can feel this glute on our left side engage since my left leg is up, keeping that engagement through our core and then holding this for time. One thing that you don't want is for your hips to drop down or rotate up or be up here or anything like this. Maintain that neutral spine position, drive that heel down in towards the ground, keep everything braced and locked in. Hips stay level and neutral, no twisting or rotation, hence the name anti-rotation. And then we would just switch sides. One key thing with this exercise is to make sure that you don't bring that leg up too high to where you feel your back starting to arch. So you want to come up just enough to feel the glute engage and hold that, but without lifting up so much that your back starts to arch, because that is going to take away from the muscles that we want to be using. You're going to feel that in through your abs, your obliques, your glutes. So yes, that is your 3 exercises: your standing plank, your suitcase march, or walks if you have the space, and then our 3-point plank. Again, the times and sets, reps are going to be down below in the description. That is a basic phase 1 core workout that hits some of the different ways that your core can move. There are other ones such as anti-flexion, which is the opposite of anti-extension. And then there's anti-lateral extension, which is lateral flexion, but there's a variation with it. So you go into the lateral flexion, but then there's an extension part as well. I'll cover those later. And then anti-rotation, which can happen, there's 2 different ways it can happen: from your hips and then more from your thoracic spine. This 3-point plank with your foot up happens more from the hips. If you bring your arm up instead of the leg, that is going to make it more of an anti-rotation from the thoracic spine. As time goes on, I will go over all of this stuff in more details with you guys, but that is going to be it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.